We're in the middle of some fast wind that's hitting Earth right now and giving us some sporadic aurora. Plus we have 3 more solar storms that are en route, and they should hit us later this week, and they'll amplify the effects. Those stories and more in the news this week. The sun's activity has really picked up this week, with region 2529, which was firing solar storms before it even came into view. Since it's rotated into Earth view, it has continued to fire off solar storms. As a matter of fact, we have 3 of them. They were launched earlier this week, and they should be hitting Earth starting around the 14th through the 17th. Plus, we have this huge coronal hole that's been giving us some fast wind, so all of these effects are going to give us some good chance for aurora, but are going to tank the ham radio bands. Switching to our M-flare threat meter, you can see we actually have had some pretty good increase compared to last week in the solar flux levels. We still haven't reached an M-flare level, but region 2529 is popping off C-class flares. It continues to do so. It will probably continue to do so as it continues to rotate off of the disk. It is beginning to settle down just a little bit, but it's giving us some good radio propagation on the bands. Unfortunately, we do have those solar storms that are going to be hitting us, and that's going to cause some disturbances, probably for the rest of the week. Switching to our solar storm conditions, you can see back on the 7th and into the 8th, we did get hit by a stealthy solar storm. Since then, things had calmed down and been kind of quiet, which gave us some good amateur radio propagation for a little bit. But then right around the 12th, that fast wind finally hit us, and it's popped us up through minor storm conditions for a short while, and now back down to active conditions. Things might get just a little bit better for about another, day or so. Then they'll pop back up again when these solar storms start hitting us, and that should continue through the week. Switching to our solar storm conditions and aurora possibilities over the coming week, we are in the middle of that high-speed stream, and it's going to get worse as soon as these solar storms start hitting us. At high latitudes, NOAA is expecting about minor storm conditions with about a 70% chance of a major storm over the next few days. At mid-latitudes, we're only expecting about a 30% chance for a minor storm. Things should quiet down. We'll have a little bit of a respite. The ham bands should get a little bit better, but then on Sunday, things should pop back up again when we expect yet another of these solar storms to hit us, and that should carry us throughout the weekend. Switching to your solar flare and particle radiation storm outlook over the coming week, we do have region 2529 that is actively firing off C-class flares, so NOAA is giving us about a 10% chance for an M-class flare, but you amateur radio operators should be fine. That shouldn't be a big deal. But you GPS operators, if you happen to be operating, let's say, a drone or something near the gray line, that means near the terminator, you might actually have a little bit of GPS degradation. So just be careful, just because C-class flares can do that. But the nice thing is that the flux levels have returned to pretty high levels, which means you amateur radio operators will enjoy some good propagation as soon as we get through these solar storms. So this week looks to have a lot of potential. We're already in the middle of a high-speed wind that is giving us some aurora that's kind of sporadic, but it's pretty much all over. Now, when these 3 solar storms either hit us or graze us, that could intensify these effects. So your aurora photographers, keep your cameras out and ready, and you amateur radio operators, well, you just kind of probably have to ride these storms until, they die down, which will be sometime after the 17th. I'm Tamitha Scove. Thank you for watching.